Herod didn't just want his enemies dead, he needed their very bloodlines erased. A crimson sun bleeds light over a broken landscape. Shadows stretch like claws. This isn't a random wasteland, it's Idumea. And the air here still carries the echo of a king's most terrible secret. A secret not of battle, but of a quiet, systematic annihilation. This is the story of how Herod the Great turned on his own people, targeting the noble daughters of Idumea in a purge history tried to forget. You're standing at the edge of understanding. Below, in the fading heat, you can almost see them. Women in torn silks huddling. Not soldiers, not rebels, heirs. Their crime was their blood. Their punishment was extinction. What Herod ordered wasn't a soldier's brutality, it was a surgeon's cut, precise and cold, aimed at the heart of future rebellion. But why would a king destroy his own kin? The answer lies in a fear so deep it poisoned a kingdom. To grasp this, we must go back. Herod's world was one of fractured identity. His father, Antipater, was an Idumean lord who rose through cunning, swearing loyalty to Rome and the crumbling Hasmonean dynasty of Judea. Herod was born into this tense middle ground, an Idumean by blood, a Jew by forced conversion, a client king by Rome's grace. He was a man of three worlds, trusted by none. His crown was a fragile thing, balanced on a blade's edge. Every whisper in Jerusalem's alleyways questioned his legitimacy. Every glance from Idumea's old nobility reminded him of his roots he now saw as a threat. He built magnificent temples and palaces, stone testaments to his power. But in the shadow of those monuments, his paranoia grew. Spies filled the courts. His own family fell under suspicion. He married Mariamne, a Hasmonean princess, to graft himself onto Judea's royal tree. Yet it wasn't enough. The past haunted him. And in Idumea, that past had a face, its noble women. These weren't just political pawns, they were living libraries of lineage, potential mothers to future claimants. In their veins ran the unbroken heritage of Esau, a lineage older than Herod's borrowed throne. The trigger came around 29 BC. Whispers, real or imagined, snaked their way to Jerusalem. Whispers of alliances brewing in Idumean strongholds like Marisa and Adora. Whispers that these powerful families, through the marriages of their daughters, were weaving a net of dissent. To Herod, it was a silent coup waiting to happen. His response was not an army sent to crush soldiers. It was a covert directive delivered to loyal officers and foreign mercenaries. Its goal? Sever the genealogical threads. Imagine the scene under a moonless sky, compounds surrounded, doors breached not with the chaos of war, but the chilling efficiency of a state operation. Young women, raised in privilege and culture, were dragged into the dust. Their protests were met with silent, determined force. Historical accounts are fragmented, deliberately vague, but the scale hints at a horrifying truth. We are talking not of dozens, but of hundreds, perhaps thousands. This was demographic engineering, ancient style. One story emerges from the fragments, a composite of many lost lives. Let's call her Tamar, daughter of a chieftain, intelligent, proud of her Idumean heritage. Summoned to Jerusalem under pretext, she stood before Herod. He probed her loyalty. She answered with a quiet defiance that spoke of a memory longer than his reign. That defiance sealed a fate shared by many. She and countless others were taken to ravines and caves on the empire's fringes. The violence was clinical. It was mercy, Herod told himself, a cleaner end than the torture of treason. But what died with them was more than flesh and blood. It was continuity. It was the future of rival dynasties. Power built on erased lineages leaves ghosts in the very soil. The machinery of the purge was coldly logical. Tax rolls identified wealthy families. Local informants were rewarded. It was a bureaucracy of death. A Roman soldier stationed there wrote home with a disquiet he never felt in open battle. This was different. This was a kingdom devouring its own. He noted villages not emptied by plague or war, but the specific, targeted removal of its young women. In one stark entry, he described a lone, blooming almond tree amidst a scene of devastation, its petals falling like unanswered prayers. Herod believed this would cement his rule. Instead, it planted seeds of his legend's rot. The purge created a void, a silent scream across Idumea that even his grand buildings couldn't fill. His final years were a torment of physical disease and psychological agony. Ancient historians describe a sickness that consumed him from within, a burning pain that mirrored the fires of his paranoia. Haunted and isolated, he turned his suspicion on his own sons, executing his heir Antipater just days before his own death. The king who spent a lifetime building a legacy died ensuring it would shatter. For centuries, the sands buried the truth, but the earth remembers. Modern archaeology at sites like Marisa and Hebron tells a corroborating tale. Excavations reveal villas burned in the 1st century BC, luxurious items abandoned. Most tellingly, archaeologists have uncovered mass graves from this period, containing the remains of women, some with signs of violent death. These are the silent witnesses. Their bones are the archive Herod tried to destroy. At his lavish fortress palace of Masada, we see his ambition etched in stone. At his tomb in Herodium, we find his pride. But in these unmarked graves, we find his fear. The most enduring monuments are often the graves we never meant to dig. So why does this dark chapter matter now? Because it's a blueprint, a case study in how power, when built on the quicksand of insecurity, turns to eradication. It shows how women's bodies and lineages become battlegrounds in political wars. Herod's story is a timeless warning. A leader who fears his own origins is already building his own ruin. The Idumean daughters were meant to be forgotten footnotes. Instead, they are a lesson. History's shadows hold these stories, waiting for us to listen. If this glimpse into the brutal calculus of ancient power resonated with you, help this channel shed light on more hidden histories. Please like this video and subscribe to Shadow of History. Your support fuels this journey into the past. What other ruler do you think was most defined by their paranoia? Let me know below. And remember, the past is never truly silent. We just have to know how to hear it.